In the name of Allah Almighty, the most gracious and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope all of you are fine and healthy. Once again, most welcome to your lesson. I'm really happy to meet you people. Before starting today's lesson, it will be better to go through the previous lesson to enable you to create a link between previous lesson and new lesson. In previous lesson, if you have in your minds, we go through feedback as well as components of communication. Besides, we discussed about oral and written communication. I mean characteristics of oral and written communication, and some other points were covered in previous session. Components of communication, we have different components such as context. Those you want to send your message, or you want to, we can say, share your information or idea. They were sender, receiver, channel or medium. Sender, we discussed sender is a person who wants to send his information, or who wants to share his information with the receiver. Receiver is a person who wants to get information, or we can say who wants to attain or fulfill information, or we can say whatever which is used for communicative purposes between sender and receiver. Today's lesson will be a bit different. In today's lesson, you will see that we will discuss regarding feedback, types of feedback, and we will continue. We will cover some more points as well. Feedback. This term feedback, some of your friends will have a bit information regarding this term feedback. What's feedback? Feedback, the opinion, comments, objections, suggestions, which is given regarding something, it is feedback. For example, if you have in your mind, in previous semester, you were assigned to write down a paragraph. You wrote down a paragraph, you submitted it, you gave it to me, or you submitted it to me. I gave my own feedback regarding this paragraph. Later on, it was shared with you, and you were rectified your mistakes. Then you returned. This was feedback. I gave you my comments, or we can say suggestions or objection regarding your project in last semester. In fact, if you look towards this picture in this slide, feedback. For example, when you share someone with something, doubtless uh, he or she returns back to you. He or she gives his comments or his objection back to you. Feed, while you give feed to someone, they give back to you this feed. Feedback is very effective for a receiver. Its purpose is to help the receiver reinforce positive action. Doubtless, it is whatever which is more clear. While you give feedback to someone, you assign him to think regarding his mistakes. While he or she thinks regarding his mistakes, doubtless he or she does not repeat these mistakes for the next time. And you know that you reinforce him, you enhance him, or we can say you develop his skill not to repeat such mistakes, or we can say faults. As we study business communication, let's take a look on its importance in business. What's the we can say importance of feedback in business? Feedback plays an important role in communication because it tells both the source and receiver how messages are being interpreted. Besides, it makes communication more clear. You know that we focused, it has a key role in business. Because, for example, if you communicate with someone, if the communication occurs effectively, or if we can say you enable your audience, the intended person whom you communicate with, you enable him or her to get you, doubtless you will have a good feedback, and you will, we can say, will be able to attain or fulfill whatever you want. Besides, it makes communication more clear. Doubtless, if you ask for feedback from your audience, doubtless it makes the communication more clear. Let me give you an example. For instance, I'm teaching you, for example, today's lesson is, suppose, uh, we can say, barriers. I teach you barriers. If you give me feedback, if I ask for feedback from your side, if you really ask me some questions which will be a bit confused for you, or which will be a bit, we can say, unclear for you, if I answer this question, doubtless our communication will get more clear. There won't be any obstacle that we can say enable me to, we can say, convey my message to you. In fact, I will be able to clearly convey my message to you. Then feedback is too important. It should be asked from the audio, from the, we can say, the one who, we can say, gives information to the intended person. Uh, the other point is types of feedback. Feedback is mainly divided into three types, or into three parts, into three components. The first one is nonverbal feedback. This type of feedback does not contain oral or written language. It means, uh, in this type of feedback which is given, the intended side, the intended side does not benefit from what? From the written or oral language. It can be facial expression, or we can say it will be a feedback which will be, we can say, by appearance of someone, which will be provided by appearance of someone. For example, if you have seen, sometimes while someone presents something, uh, while let me give an example, let me clarify this point, let me use Duri language. هنگامی که فرض مثال یک پریزنتیشن میتین، در صنف اگر تجربه کرده باشین، بعض اوقات که شما پریزنتیشن میتین و استاد براتان میشینه، دیگه هنگامی که پریزنتیشن میتین اگر یک نقطه را اشتباه بگوین، فورا اگر طرف چهره استاد ببینین، امی چهرهش یعنی یک قسم میگیره، یعنی می چهرهش در اصل برای شما یک کمیونیکیشن است. اگر چهره، طور مثال، در چهرهش هپینس دیدین، فکر بکنین که شما بالای رای ترک هستین. اگر در چهرهش سدنس دیدین، یعنی همون چیزی که شما پرزنت میکنین یعنی بدل استادتان نیست، و یعنی چیزی که میگن اشتباس دیگه. اونجا اگر طرف چهرهش ببینین، تبایست که شما اونجا هپینس نمیبینین بلکه سدنس میبینین. کی سدنس چیست؟ یک نوع non-verbal feedback است. Non-verbal feedback, the examples of non-verbal feedback are smile. For example, while you say something, if the opposite side, for example, you're presenting something, we can say, speaking, or you're talking regarding something in front of an audience. If you see your audience, which are, we can say, happy, which are smiling, doubtless it is a feedback for you. It means you're able to convey your message to your audience more clearly. If you see, we can say, sadness, or anger in faces of your audience, doubtless you know that it is also a feedback. It means if you see sadness, or if you we can say see anger, doubtless you know that you're not on right track. Then fear, happiness, sadness, anger, fear, sigh, cry, frown. These are all example of non-verbal feedback. For example, sigh، کشیدن. هنگامی که درست است یک چیزی که فرض مثال یک کاری که میکنین، اگر دیده باشین بعض اوقات میکشه. هم یک نوع نان وربل فیدبک است، خصوصا در بعض جایا اشتباه که میکنین. یک کسی که میکشه، امو به این معنی که نان وربل فیدبک است. For example, a child is crying. A child is crying here. He is not able to, we can say, directly tell to his or her mother to give her milk, or we can say food. Crying is a type of non-verbal feedback. A child is crying. He wants to, we can say, have food for himself. Later on, his or her mother takes action to provide food or whatever which is ready for his or her child. The second type is oral feedback. If you think regarding this term oral بمعنی شفاهی, verbal. In this type of feedback, the receiver asks question, gives commands to the sender in order to clarify what the sender says. Oral feedback. چقدر خوب. In oral feedback, you know that they are sharing their information orally. Or we can say they ask each other. We pointed out that the receiver asks question, gives command to the sender in order to clarify what the sender says. They are orally share their information with each other. They are using their mouths share their information with each other orally. یعنی شفاهی است. فیدبک شفاهی است. اگر دیده باشین در بعض جایانی هنگامی که فیدبک میته، فرض کنین مونوگراف ارائه میکنین. مونوگرافی که ارائه میکنین بعضی نقاط فرض مثال اگر شاید صاحب باشه براتان میگه که راجع به دیتایت بگو که پرایمری دیتا و سکندری دیتا را چه قسم جمع کردی، یا یگان نقطه دیگه باشه باز میگه طور مثال پرایمری دیتا را از اینجا جمع کردیم یا جمع کردیم، یا سکندری دیتا is collected here، باز براتان میگه چه قسم جمع کردید. فرض مثال which tool of research has been used by you. اینمی چیست؟ یک اورال فیدبک است که یعنی میشه اورال فیدبک است که رخ میده، اورال فیدبک است که گرفته میشه. Oral feedback is very important because it is the key to formative assessment. بسیار خوب. برای ایجاد نمودن formative assessment oral feedback بسیار چی است؟ ضروری است. برای یعنی دریافت معلومات یا برای به دست آوردن معلومات oral feedback بسیار مهم است. The examples of this type of feedback is asking question. Asking question. oral feedback که میتین درست است که سوال میکنین. این نقطه را چه قسم کردی؟ چرا قسم شده؟ یعنی هدف از این چی است؟ Giving comments. یا کامنت میتین یک چیز برشان میتین که این نقطه را دیتا را که جمع آوری کردی چرا کم است؟ چندین کوئسچنیر اونو نقطه که نوشته کردی به چی معنی است؟ comment. Shouting. Sometimes shouting is also oral feedback, and etc. This was the second type of feedback, and the other type is written feedback. Written feedback it is an ongoing two-way or mutual dialogue between the sender and the receiver. بسیار خوب. Written feedback, which is an important type of feedback, it is a mutual dialogue. It is a mutual conversation between the sender and receiver. Let me give you another example. If you have in your minds, you know that in previous session I previously insisted regarding this point as well. I told you we had an assignment, I mean paragraph. The paragraph which was prepared, or we can say which was written by you people, you submitted and brought it to me. I gave my own points, the points which were, we can say, mistake, or we can say the points which were confusing, which were wrong. I was writing something down, if you have in your minds. For example, let me go through paragraph. For example, I was writing that uh, topic sentence is not clear. For example, the second point, you did not, we can say, you have not used, or we can say you did not use chronological order, we can say transitional terms, uh, full stop has missed, capitalization has not been observed, and so on. یعنی نقاط بود که ما برتان میدادم. و فیدبک باز میشه به چند قسم شوانه، یعنی ریتن فیدبک. میشه ریتن فیدبک به طور مثال همین نقاطی که فرض مثال ما یادآوری کردم به این قسما میشه. یا طور مثال فیدبک یک فرض مثال برتان یک چی میایه، یک اپلیکیشن میایه. While you go through this application, you point out or you highlight some points. You highlight these points later on. You send your we can say feedback through email later or message to the one who has already been sent to you. یعنی هنگامی که فرض مثال یک اپلیکیشن براتان روان میکنه، یک داکیومنتیشن براتان روان میکنه، هنگامی که برای فیدبک میتین، بازی فیدبک خود چه قسم میکنین؟ به ایمیل روان میکنین، یا از طریق لیتر روان میکنین، یا از طریق مسیج روان میکنین. بیشتر اگر دیده باشین طور مثال پروپوزالا در بیشتر ادارات، طور مثال کسایی که پروژه را میگیره، ولی خب بهتر برای شما معلوم است که پروژه هم دیگه کسایی که زور داره و کسایی که زر داره وا میگیره. نه طور مثال همو کس را که میشناسه برای وا چی میکنه؟ پروپوزال خود روان میکنه. هنگامی که پروپوزال روان کدو پروپوزال میبینه، بعضی نقاط اگر مشکل داشته باشه باز از طریق ایمیل یا لیتر برشان روان میکنه، میگه این نقاط اصلاح کو. Try to go through these points, resend it, and inshallah it will be accepted and you will be given this project. دیگه چی است؟ written feedback can help senders self-awareness and enthusiasm to create quality products. بسیار خوب، این واضح است. Written feedback can help you to create quality product, or we can say quality writing. در رایتینگ هنگامی که فیدبک براتان میته، پس اونمو فیدبک که اپلای میکنین، doubtless you create quality products یا quality writing. اما رایتینگ تان پس بهبود میافه یا درست میشه. The mistakes which you committed in your writing, after feedback you go through your mistakes, rectify them one by one and create quality writing. دیگه چی است؟ barriers in effective communication. barrier به معنی چی؟ barrier به معنی obstacle. obstacle به معنی موانع، خندونه په پښتو کې وایو. barriers in effective communication are the challenges that do not allow the message to be clearly conveyed to the target audience or recipient. recipient به معنی receiver. چی معنی؟ شما می تعریف دری و پشتو را بسیار زیاد دوست دارین چطور مردم؟ یعنی امو موانعی که یا امو مشکلات و چلنجایی که بر یک پیام اجازه نمیته یا نمیمانه که یک پیام به طور درست به آدینس یا به ریسیور یا به ریسیپنت به طور درست ارسال شوه، انتقال شوه، کنوی شوه. یک آدینس است. طور مثال let me give you an example. اگر ما در صنف در پیشروی شما گپ میزنم 2 نفر بر ما گوش میکنه و 5 نفر گپ میزنه، امی گپ زدن در اصل ما همراه شما کمیونیکیشن میکنم و امی گپ زدن در اصل یک بریر هست. من نمیتونم پیام خود بر شما کنوی کنم، چون فکر ما یک بار طرف 5 نفر میره که گپ میزنه و امو 2 نفری که گوش میکنه باز پس امی 2 نفر توجهش طرف وا میره. یعنی اینجا می گپ زدن در اصل چیست؟ It is a barrier that does not allow me to convey my message to you. و ما بیشتر barriers داریم در communication. There are different types of barriers that stop the message from conveying to the aimed audience. They are as follow. Semantic barrier. denotation و connotation هست، یعنی موانعی که وابستگی به معنی یک کلمه داره در رایتینگ که باز پسان میگم انشاءالله. physical barriers، psychological barriers که شامل emotional barriers میشه، perception barriers است، abstracting است و inferring است. دیگه barriers involving values and attitudes و دیگه هم senders credibilities. دیگه چی است؟ دیگه هم میم با semantic barriers. semantic barriers یا we can say موانع چی که وابستگی به معنی داره. When two people understand the meaning of a single word, symbol or sign differently, it is semantic barrier. چقدر خوب که ما شما بعضی چیزا را داریم. Let me give you an example. Once upon a time, a person he was talking regarding his journey to Kandahar province. Let me tell you in Dari in order to enable everybody to get me. یک نفر یک وقت قصه میکرد، گفت طرف یکی از ولایت میرفتم، نمیپام می الله سبحانه و تعالی forgive me که کدام ولایت بود، قندهار بود یا کدام ولایت بود. گفت میرفتم، گفتمی موتروان بسیار آهسته آهسته می درایوینگ میکرد، موتر خود بسیار آهسته آهسته میدوان. میگه یک نفر برش گفت که استاد څومره سستی لږ تیز تیز ځه، ناوخته ده چې کار ته ورسو. سست کلمه سست نمو مردم که است و نمو کلمه یک زبان یک کلمه، ولی در اصطلاح و مردم سست کلمه دیگه، یعنی معنی دیگه میته. و اصلا هدف یا اصلا مشکل چی است؟ مشکلی است که فرض مثال ما و شما خود در بیشتر جالم امی الیتریس یا بسوادی در بیشتر از مناطق افغانستان ما و شما امی سطح بسوادی فی الحال هم وجود داره. متاسفانه بگویم که تا حال هم چی شده؟ یعنی مکملا از بین نرفته. هدف ازی چی بود که you're so lazy, try your best to go a little bit fast in order to get our destination. خواچک یعنی سست گفت یک بار موتر استاد کرد، تلیوره بالا کرد که بیا چی گفتی؟ گفت برش گفت که او بیا در برتان گفتیم که موتر آهسته، یعنی سست اصطلاح او مردم چی بود؟ یک معنی بسیار خراب داشت سست. یعنی اینجا یک کلمه توسط 2 نفر differently چی شد میان اومد. یعنی این یک نوع بریر بود. اگر هر دویش یعنی صحیح اما یک جانب خو میتونست که سست چی را میگه معنیش برش معلوم بود، ولی جانب دیگه معنیش غلط درک کرد. اینجا یک جنجال به میان آمد، یعنی کمیونیکیشن نادرست شد. یک نوع بریر آمد که یک کلمه ولی 2 نفر 2 قسم معنی از پیش گرفت که یکش بالای رایت ترک بود ولی دیگهش متاسفانه بگویم. و خیر anyway. Connotation is not dictionary meaning of a word whereas connotations are the feelings or emotions related to the word. Denotation. The exact literal meaning of a word or the dictionary meaning is called denotation. A single word has two meanings: connotative meaning as well as denotative meaning. Connotative meaning is not based on, we can say, literal meaning, or connotative meaning does not have a connection with the literal meaning of a word. It is based on emotion or feeling of the writer. But denotation, it is the exact literal meaning of a word, or the dictionary meaning is called denotation. یعنی connotation معنی چی نیست؟ یعنی معنی دیکشنری نیست. اگر این لغت شما در دیکشنری بپالین شاید پیدا نکنین، یعنی پیدا نمیشه. معنی این لغت که هست یا این کلمه که هست وابستگی به emotions و feelings داره. انگامی که اگر فکرتان باشه if you experienced most of the time you are searching some words in dictionary but still you're not able to find out. یعنی بسیار search میکنین still you're not able to find out. This is connotative meaning. It is related to feelings or emotion of the writer. The second one is denotation. It is the dictionary meaning. If you search this meaning in dictionary, you will be able to find out meaning of this word in dictionary. Your questions are warmly welcomed. سوالونو ته مو توبت هرکلی وایم. هر سوال را که داشته باشین میشه از طریق واتساپ بر ما روان کنین و هیچ نقطه را کنفیوز کننده بر خود نمانین. ما در خدمت هستیم. بازم this was today's lesson. Hope you learned something. لغزش زبان به میان میایه که I am so sorry for. Thank you. Have a nice time. See you in